I'm Skydive.
Okay, here's a look at Transformers Age of the Primes Skydive. So here you can see what the front of the box looks like with the nice artwork in robot mode and in alt mode. 7 steps to transform for 8 years and older. And the back of the box, you can see your typical product images. Robot mode, alt mode. Side of the box, you get the statue of the 13 primes, or part of it. And then the other side, you could see the nice artwork of Silverbolt. Top of the box, Aerialbot Skydive by Takata Tomy. The bottom, warning words and stuff. So that is a look at the box. And now let's go ahead, open this up and do an unboxing and first impressions. And here is a look at Skydive out of the box, which he also needs to be adjusted out of the box like Fan's toy. So let's spread his legs out, and then I think you have to lift this up in order to bring out his foot, and then close that back up, and open this up, bring out his foot, and then close that panel back up. And then let's give him his gun in one hand, tab it in, and then take the other gun and then just let's tab it into the wing. And then this piece obviously goes on the tail. Let me see if you can put it down, or does it rotate? It looks like you could keep it down, so let's keep it down. And now we have air raid all out and in robot mode. But first, let's just quickly go over the instructions. So this one should obviously transform very similar to air raid. Just this is just basically a retooling. So here's a look at the instructions. And so now let's take a closer look at air raid. Let's zoom in a little bit more. And let's first do this. Let's compare this with the animation model, and you could see this one. I do like the fact that his upper thighs, or his legs, is black, so that is very tune accurate. And his wings, yeah, they might be a little bit too high, but that still looks nice. And then let's take a look at the back. And the back, not that way, this way, you could see it looks nice. They did a nice job capturing the tune aesthetics. So now let's zoom in. Let's zoom in and take a closer look at the head. That's a nicely sculpted head. The chest and the details, look at this. It's all one uniform color, the way it should be, like in the cartoon. Yeah, this one looks like it's my favorite Aerialbot out of all of these. So now, in terms of articulation, his head can rotate side to side. Got stuck right there. Can go up and down. It is on a small ball joint, so it can go all around. Shoulders, you can see, go out to the side. And they can go forward and back on tight friction. He does have the nice bicep swivel. He does have elbow joint. His fist, if you want, you can kind of turn it in a little bit, but that's obviously due to the transformation. He does have waist rotation. His legs can go up and down, out to the side, thigh rotation, and the most important thing, which is the ankle tilt. So yeah, it's a nice figure, and like I said, I think this one's probably my favorite looking Aerialbot, just simply because the legs is all colored one color. It's not like white and black. So for the most part, yeah, this is very tune accurate. So I'm really happy with this figure.
Where are we?
And for one quick comparison, here you could see what he looks like with the other Aerialbots. And this is really a nice looking set. Like I said, something about the aerial bots, they just look really good to me. I don't really know why, but it's something with the colors or something. I'm not sure exactly, but here you could see what they all look like. Like I said, it's a really nice looking set. And this is the way I actually plan to keep them in my collection. Because as far as Superion goes, I'm using the KO of the Combiner Wars version just because it scales really big and he scales really nice next to Omega Supreme. But anyways, it's about Skydive here, and this is what he looks like with the other aerial bots. So now let's go ahead and transform all these guys into their alt mode and take a look at that. Okay, to transform Skydive from robot mode to his alt mode, first you want to untab his gun and then tab it into the back of his wing. And then you want to come to his head, rotate that around 180 and come to his back on the bottom. You can see the front of the plane. Push that up and then pull down so we could lift this up, and then you could see the tabs going to the slots on the top of the chest. And just tab that in and then spread his arms out so that now we can fold in his fist on both sides, and then come here to the bottom, his feet, and then use that to push up to lift up the lower legs, his shins on both sides, and then lift it up all the way and then bring down the foot on both sides. And then you want to come to the other side, the back, and now you want to accordion up these lower legs up and over on both sides. And then these two are going to tab together, so tab the two legs in together. And then here you could see this is going to go in and tab in here, but this little part here, it catches, so you need to make sure you get it at that angle where it can push down all the way. And then we can get this top part to tab in. Once we got that, if it didn't already, the sides of the back wings, you could bring them down. And then the last thing is just to take his arms. You could see you want to tab that in on both sides. And then now we have, well, if you want, and this part's really hard, there is the landing wheel here. You can flip that out, and now we have Skydive in his alt mode. And here is a look at Skydive in his alt mode, but first let's compare this with the animation model and see how well they captured the toon aesthetics. And yeah, the thing that always bugs me with all the figures is when they use the black. So that's really my only complaint. I just wish they used the dark gray instead of the black. But you could see, other than that, they did a nice job capturing the toon aesthetics, except it's missing the Autobot symbol in the front that I probably might put on there myself. And then when you come to the back, yeah, some things are a little off, such as he has two jet thrusters there when it looks like he should only just have one. But yeah, that's really being nitpicky. For a mainline retail figure, this is actually pretty good. And you saw how easy it was to transform, so it was really fun. So now let's take a closer look at all the details. For a mainline retail figure, you could see, look at all the nicely sculpted in detail, which actually makes the figure look really nice. And they even sculpted in, I don't know what you call those little fans inside the jets, thrusters. So yeah, it's really nice. So yeah, here is a look at Skydive in his alt mode.
Those Autobots are weird. Who would want to waste their time on a messy, organic world like Earth when they could hang out here?
You know, I'm beginning to think those Decepticons had the right idea.
You guys are nuts! The Decepticons are nothing but trouble!
And now for some comparisons. Let's see, here he is next to Fireflight. So here you could see what these two look like next to each other. And then let's bring out Air Raid. So now you could see what these three look like together. And then of course we got to bring out Slingshot. So now you could see what all these look like together. And then last we're missing my favorite aerial bot, which is Silverbolt. So let's make some room to bring Silverbolt out and get a nice group shot of all these guys next to each other. This is really a nice set, either in robot mode or alt mode. So now I'm having a hard time deciding, do I want to keep these guys in the alt mode or do I want to keep these guys in robot mode? But of course I'm gonna combine them to form Superion, so we could see what that looks like. But that's gonna be on the next review. So with that, let me just end the video here and just let you know, after this I'm going to be doing the review for Superion. But one last final look at this. This is really a nice figure, other than the black, which I wish that you would have used the dark gray. But yeah, with that said, that's my this is my review for the Age of the Primes Skydive.
Hassan, if I showed you my weapons console, do you think you could find Slingshot one like it? Are you getting the point yet? We owe the Autobots our lives.
Come on, we got Stunticons to pound.